Hey everyone, welcome to week 3 of 30 Inks, 30 Days. I'm Addie, and this week I decided to do a rainbow with ink because after it rains, you might see a rainbow. This week has some of my favorite colors in it, and hopefully you'll like some of them too. Here we go, week 3. For day 15, I have a Fountain Pen Revolution Jaipur version 1 with a 5.5 Ultraflex nib. This is one of 3 planner pens that I'll be showing this week. These are pens that I use with the same colors in my planner to organize my to-do list and appointments. This pen will be paired with Diamine Red Dragon, which is a very nice, rich, deep red. I'm hoping that now that I'm regularly using it, I'll go through this bottle. I was really happy with how this R turned out. Once in a while, you'll do a letter that just works, and this R worked for me, but I did not do quite as good of a job on the rest of the letters for the week. But we're looking at the R now. Let's just stick with this R for right now. This is yet another Tom Robbins quote from my favorite book, Still Life with Woodpecker. And here you see the saturation of this red. It's just such a deep, just gorgeous color. Great performer too, doesn't bleed or feather. All around great quality ink. One of my favorites. I picked this style of pen and the inks that I did to be the ones that I use in my planner all the time because they don't give me issues. This pen works well. It doesn't require a lot of maintenance. And this ink, again, very fuss-free. Day 16 is orange. And for that, I chose to use my LAMY Joy. It's one of my older pens, and it has a 1.1 stub nib. It's from my stub nib era when every pen I got had to be a stub. And for the ink, I'm using Birmingham Pen Company, Tiger Lily. This is the first time I'm using this ink. I haven't even actually swatched it, but it looks like a pretty orange, so I wanted to try to use it. I was trying to use inks from 7 different brands this week. Quote is from Clockwork Orange. It's a nice solid orange. Maybe could have been a little bit darker because I know the yellow is going to have a lot of orange in it just to show up. And it would have made for a better contrast in the long run, I think. I do like writing with this pen. The form factor, it's a little odd. Very long, thin, quill-like pens. Day 17's yellow, and I am using my Sailor Compass Hokuro dip pen with a Fude nib. I like this dip pen quite a bit because it has a feed, so it doesn't require continually re-dipping it to use it. And the ink that I'm using is the R&K Helianthus, which is a yellow. Like I was saying, it is a fairly orange yellow. A very bright yellow is difficult in fountain pen ink to have it show up on the page. I understand why they lean usually fairly orange. It was a nice ink to write with though, and this ink is actually fairly inexpensive. It is yellow. There's no question that it's yellow, and there's no question that the Tiger Lily from the day before is orange. Quote is about the king in yellow, to be spooky. That dip pen is great though. I really recommend it for anybody. They're inexpensive and they really make it easy to test inks and clean out. But you can actually write a solid paragraph before you have to refill it. Now we're on to green for day 18. This is another one of the pens I use in my planner. So it is a Fountain Pen Revolution Jaipur version 1 clear demonstrator with Van Diemen's Sea Dragon ink in it. I also use Robert Oster Sublime in this for my planner. Green is for work, and I use it for any of my work-related tasks that I put into my calendar or my daily spread or to-do list. And it's a lighter green because it matches the company color very closely. For a lighter green ink, this ink performs well and is very easy to read even while you're writing with it before it starts to dry. The quote is one about envy, the whole green with envy thing. Envy might be my personal deadly sin. Overall, I do think I like darker, deeper greens, but this lighter yellow-green is cheerful and spring-like, and it's just happy. Now we are on to day number 19, and this pen is brand new. It is the result of doing 30 inks the last 2 weeks and noticing that I really enjoy writing with broad nibs quite a bit. So I had to get a sport with a double broad nib. This particular ink, which is Troublemaker Blue Guitar, it shows just really amazing shading, and I'm happy I did it. It's an inexpensive pen. It writes well. I reach for it a lot. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun using this with different inks going forward. I can just see that it turns inks that maybe, because I really wasn't thrilled with this ink. It was just a blue ink, another blue ink, bright blue ink. But putting it in this pen made it something special and made it so that I reach for this pen all week and I think it's out of ink already. And you can see closer now the shading. I've always liked bolder nibs on even gel pens or felt tips. I've always just been a broad person. On the opposite end of the spectrum, we have my Pilot Falcon with a soft, extra fine nib. Again, my nemesis. And for the ink, we have Colorverse Eung Bridge, which is also my nemesis. So I double did myself dirty here because I have a hard time writing with this pen because it's an extra fine and that's not my preference. And this Colorverse ink is a beautiful color, but it just is a brat. It has given me so many problems with feathering and bleed through. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to try it in this extra fine and I'm going to see maybe this will make it behave, because the actual color, it's that pretty blue purple blurple color. I thought maybe this will be it. This will be the magic. And I don't know. I just don't enjoy writing with this pen that much. The ink definitely performed better in it. So that's a plus. Maybe if this writing sample were not with a bunch of bold letters, I would like it more, like just on its own merits. But surrounded by all the other bold nibs, nah. Day 21, the last of the 3 planner pens that I'm using, which is again a Jaipur version 1, 5.5 Ultra Flex nib from Fountain Pen Revolution with my favorite purple, J. Herbin Violet Pensee. This color works very well for me in flex pens because it's dark enough not to be a lavender, and it's dark enough to be a rich purple, but even in a fountain pen with a wet writing flex nib, it's still purple and it never looks black. And that is a trick that I've not been able to pull off with other purples. And this is a quote from Winnie the Pooh. I also noticed that I really should write and print more with my flex pens. I think I have a tendency to do cursive automatically. The print is actually, the line variation in the print is very attractive. And here you can see, it's just a rich, amazing purple. I love this ink. It's so solid and it performs so well. Doesn't change color, and it's a really good one. If you like that tone of purple at all, I really, really recommend it. As far as an overview goes, this was another really fun week. I liked the color of all the inks, made me happy, and having a rainbow and just a happy little page of color. It was a nice break from the blue and the gray from the last couple weeks. Some of my very favorite inks are in here. I love Red Dragon. I love the Violet Pensee. I really like the Van Dieman Sea Dragon. I have a new appreciation for this Troublemaker blue guitar, and I adore how it looks in this sport. I just love it. It just has so much character. I'm gushing over it. It's terrible. All the pens I have, and I'm like, give me this sport with this ink in it, the blue, it's just great. But yeah, if you go back and look, this is where the boulder nibs, this is where I got the boulder nib desire from. I like how ink shades, so I'm glad that I picked up that pen. As far as difficulties, yellow is always kind of a challenge. Again, Pilot Falcon, we have a very strained relationship. And the writing itself, it looks nice. It just may be that it cannot be by these other bold pens. So next week I'll be back again and I'll give you a little tiny sneak peek. I will be doing shimmer ink. Thanks so much for stopping by again. I really appreciate it. I love hearing your comments and your favorite inks. I appreciate everything, and I'm just having a lot of fun. I hope y'all have a great week, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.